Hello and welcome to my review of the entire new Primaris Space Marine range. And when I mean new, I mean everything from the end of July 2020 through to March of 2021. So I've included the Indomitus box set Primaris Space Marines and the dribs and drabs of the rest of the 9th edition release. It does feel like it's been a long time that this release has been spread over many months, and I don't think that was Games Workshop's initial intention, but obviously, you know, with the situation being the way it is, that's what's occurred. So I will go through each one of these units. I'll zoom in and I'll talk a little bit about them. If you want to see any of these units' individual reviews, they're all here on channel Super Saiyan. I hope we're having a bit of a break now from Primaris releases and units. There's still a couple of units that I would like to pick up, duplicates of, such as the Gladiator Tank. But if you look at the upcoming Warhammer Imperium magazine subscription from Hachette Artworks in August, then you'll find out that that does consist another sizable chunk of Primaris Space Marines, as well as some Sisters of Battle and Adeptus Mechanicus. Quite looking forward to that subscription. So without further ado, let's zoom in a bit. So it kind of kicked off right here with these fellas. You've got the Primaris Captain with the mastercrafted power sword and relic shield over there on the right hand side. You've got the Judicia slightly to the left. You've got a Blade Guard Ancient without a blade or a shield, which is still a bit odd, I find. But then at the front I've put Uriel Ventris, which came out only a few weeks ago. You've also got the Chaplain there, and on the left you've got the Lieutenant. On the far right, next to the Captain with the relic shield right there, you've got the brand new, I call him the Heavy Intercessor Captain, but that's the brand new, one of the brand new models, whereas a couple of the others are from the Indomitus set. Speaking of Indomitus, wow, we got 10 monopose, I'd want to call them, easy to build Assault Intercessors. Then we got the multi-part kit, so there's 20 Assault Intercessors there. We also got the 3 Outriders, and then they released them separately, but it's the same kit that you get in Indomitus. While we're over here, we can talk or not talk about the little Mario Kart there, the Primaris Atv, one of the worst models in my opinion of this Primaris release, along with the strange decision on the Storm Speeder right here to have a third Primaris in between the missile racks instead of like a targeting computer or something like that, which is present on a number of other vehicles. Then right here we've got the Hammerfall Bunker, another strange unit that Games Workshop have created. Space Marines, in my mind, always been about deep striking and like the tip of the spear, quick in, quick out, get the job done, not kind of bunkering down. But I guess this is just a building to support them. It's reminiscent of Dawn of War, big time. Yeah, they've released one of these bunkers for Space Marines. Slightly to the left, here's one of the better looking Primaris tanks. I think it's probably the best looking Primaris tank that they've come out with for a while, and that's in the form of this Gladiator Tank. It's slightly less armed, I think, and a bit slower than its tracked counterpart, the excellent Predator or Predator Annihilator. But this does come in 3 flavours, and I'm more likely to get the other 2 than the other 2 Storm Speeders that they're offering. If we move down here and have a look at the Intercessors, we've got the 5 Heavy Intercessors. Really nice kit, plenty of extra spare heads for some reason, not sure why. And they are troops at the end of the day. Very awesome that we're getting Intercessors in this Gravis armour that count as troops. Slightly to the left there at the back, you've got the Primaris Tech Marine. Long time coming. Ever since Primaris were released in 2017, I have wondered, you know, where on earth is this Primaris Tech Marine? Who fixes all these new Primaris vehicles and things? And now we have one. Also, speaking of Primarisified, you've got the Chaplain on a bike. Excellent looking model, bit controversial because it's very expensive. I think it's like £30 or so. But yeah, cool looking model, goes great with the Outriders. Just a shame they didn't release the Outriders in a multi-part kit. Moving over here, let's talk about the Blade Guard. Now we've got the new Blade Guard there in their own pack. Very decent kit, much like the Eradicators and the Heavy Intercessors. Worth picking up 2 of those because the kit does give you a fair number of options. Behind them is the new Eradicator set in their multi-part kit. You only get one multi-melter. You get options there for the different melter rifles, heavy and assault. This was another odd miniature here as well to go along with the bunker, the Fire Strike servo turret. It was odd because they equipped it with autocannons and no additional weapons, and also a las talons, which were only 24 inches. They could have at least put the Storm Speeder las talons on there, which are at least 36 inches. I guess its only saving grace is it can move. Yes, it's got repulsor plates on the bottom, so it can move a whopping 3 inches a turn. I guess it's all right to have a couple of them with autocannons if you need that extra dakka from a distance away. But there you go, an odd choice to bring out a turret. To the left there, we've also got the 3 Eradicators from the Indomitus, and we've also got the 3 Blade Guard from Indomitus as well. So there it is. That's my full look at all of the Primaris Space Marine releases since like August 2020. They've definitely been fleshed out much more than they were in 2019 when they only got the Executioner tank and a couple of other units and the Quiet Dreadnought, and at the beginning of 2019 they also got those Phobos pattern Primaris with Vigilus Defiant and Vigilus Ablaze. So now they're looking like a full-on army. You can make a full army of Gravis Primaris if you wish now, or pick a full Primaris force. There's lots of lieutenants to pick from. There's plenty of captains. There are more Primaris troop choices than regular Space Marine troop choices now. The Assault Intercessors are troops, so are these Heavy Intercessors. They're getting some fast attack choices in the forms of their own land speeders and bikes. They've got some odd units as well, like the bunker and the turret, a bit like what normal Space Marines have had in the past with their Centurions and their Thunderfire cannons. Bit quirky units. They've also got their own Chaplains now on bikes and Tech Marines, and they've got some decent shooter units in the form of the Eradicators, and they had to go alongside the Hellblasters. And yes, close combat has come to Primaris in the form of the Blade Guard and all of those Assault Intercessors. The Outriders, the bikes, are no slouch in close combat either. They have a huge number of attacks with all of their abilities. But if you want to play the long range fire support game, you've got that in the form of that bunker and the tank, the turrets and the Heavy Intercessors. Firing off those heavy bolt rifles at 36-inch range is fantastic. My favourite unit out of all of the new wave, and what I mean by that is after Indomitus. So Indomitus, it was the Judicia, but in terms of all of these new Primaris, I probably have to give it to the Heavy Intercessors. I mean, I do like the Gladiator Tank. It's definitely a great use of the Impulsor tank, but there's just something about having the Gravis armour, Intercessors being troops. It was close between them and the Blade Guard, but in the end I've settled for the Heavy Intercessors as my favourite. Some of the other models raise more questions, like the bunker and the turret and the Storm Speeder. They do ask a lot of questions, and it's a shame that Games Workshop didn't tweak the Invader ATV and have it as a multi-part kit, and the same for the bikes. I would have enjoyed having multi-part kits for the bikes with different weapon options and things, but they did do a good job with the tank, and at least they've given the Stormspeeder a number of different versions of it. Whether they needed their own separate data sheets, because that's 6 data sheets in total for those 2 vehicles, is a question I would raise. But the big question on my lips is whether you are all suffering from Primaris fatigue. Have we had too many Space Marine Primaris releases that we need a bit of a break? We need some Xenos. You know, we've had the amazing Necron kits. It looks like we're going to get a couple more new kits for Sisters, which is, yeah, I know, more Imperial stuff, but Orcs just on the horizon. I hope they do them justice. I'm sure they will. Looking forward to all these squig horses and things, whatever they're called, and hopefully straight after that we'll get some Tyranids and Eldar. I'd like to think that Primaris are you know, finished for the time being, but you never know. 412 might release a tank or a, you know, super heavy flyer for them at some point. What's your favourite model out of this new wave of releases? Please do share with us below, and what do you guys think of all of these new releases from Primaris? What do you think they could have done better, or what do you think they nailed as just right? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below as always. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.